Hi guys, Connor here. Welcome back to another episode of Southfront. So today we're doing a historical neighborhood. This is a really different idea. And the reason for this is because it's not an old town like when it comes to density. It's not really that dense. It's semi-touristy. I don't think it's the most touristy part of town. Probably downtown will be. And I'm basing this off of Norfolk, Virginia. Basically, they're Norfolk, Virginia. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Tell me in the comments. But Norfolk, Virginia is a very interesting city. It's almost like New England. It's not like completely New England though, because the houses aren't really triple deckers. And they don't have the same color roof and are bright colors. There's less variety of houses in these areas. They're really dense houses, but they have backyards and everything. Very woodsy. It's like an urban forest, kind of thing. It's not really, but they have a lot of trees despite being urban. If you know what I mean. They have a lot of planters and stuff everywhere. And it's a little bit of a different vibe you get here. I really liked how this turned out. And now I'm just detailing with some fences and all that kind of cool stuff. And now I'm just copying and pasting neighborhoods. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And when you get to when you get to the detailing and the other stuff, it looks pretty nice. And I also end up doing this area surrounded by, so this area has kind of like a little better transition, because I need to do that more often because it's from the commercial to the suburban, so I need to make a better transition, I've noticed. So I'm going to try to start doing that. And I did do, if you didn't notice in beating cinematics, I'm trying to make better detail work, so we did part of a suburb that's not really so suburban anymore because it was completely unrealistic transition. And I also I'm more just detailed. I just added extra detail to the areas that didn't have enough detail, in my opinion. And right now I am just placing more stuff. Right now I'm trying to use more greenery in this area because I feel like it's the kind of area that would have that. And right now I'm starting to build the church. And this church you're not gonna see in the cinematics, I don't think, but you're gonna see it in the future because it's a really big church, really nice. I like this red brick kind of thing. It doesn't really have a nice color. I might get the painter mod. It's just the painter mod I don't think it's very stable. I don't really know, but it doesn't feel like it's very stable when last time I used it, but I'll give it a try. And now I'm just adding this commercial avenue. Not really an avenue, it's 2 lanes, but yeah. So now I'm just doing this gas station, detailing. I went crazy detailing these little shops, because I have to do some shops. I add a church in this area too, because I want to transition it smoother, because I realized it wasn't smooth enough. And I haven't added enough commercial yet, so that's like this kind of commercial, low density commercial. So that's what I'm doing right now. And just adding some cracks and everything. One thing I want to talk about is the quality of my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to help me on the journey. But basically, we try to do better editing. That's why, sorry for the lack of uploads. That's kind of why. So I need to try to do better. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the time lapse of me detailing. Alright guys, I'm back. So now I'm just detailing these apartments. And I did place a church. It looks really nice. And I'm trying to detail this area right here with the conifers. I probably want to, I don't know if they're conifers like those, not those big, juicy, huge conifers that are like in the forests near Seattle and stuff. It's more of a, I guess it's more of a like forest, like not the forest ones, they're the ones that have the divisions between the houses. That kind of one is what I'm trying to replicate. And yeah, so now I'm just adding a statue, which I'm trying to add because I want to add more historical stuff to the city. I later add a courtyard too because I need more historical stuff in the historical area, so that's what I'm doing right now. Also, one thing I wanted to talk about is I talked about when I detailed it, but that was very brief. When I detailed the other parts of town, I talked about that. So basically, what's going on here is there's a lot of detailing going on in by downtown suburbs and stuff. A lot of the area, I'm definitely going to redo the rural area when I get to it. Because that rural area is, I don't really like it at all. Is when I do forests on the edge of the map, it always destroys it. So I need to stop doing that. And yeah, so I'm going to have to redo that. But that's okay. It's not really, I only had one episode on that rural district, so it's fine. I don't really care. But yeah, so I'm sorry I haven't uploaded enough lately. It's been a week and a half, I think, a little less than that. I'm going to be uploading more consistent, though, now that we have a lot of new stuff, and I'm more motivated than I was before. So we should get more uploads. Not too much, like I did back in Beating Channel. If you've been here long enough, the South Bay is deleted now, because, not deleted on my channel, it's private. I might put it back for some nostalgia purposes, but I don't know. But it was a year ago, and I uploaded like every single day, probably 2 times a day, and they were barely even edited. I remember when the music was bad, but neitherwise, it's fine. At least I edited my videos. I can't get over the music I chose. I actually used the built-in video editor music. Now I know not to use that again. Definitely, I know I've learned from that. But yeah, so I'm actually adding more parking lots now. I'm working on this avenue, which actually looks really good. And I'm just fixing the other avenue. It's gonna be like like a tree line around it, I guess. It's gonna be more like a little 4-lane highway than anything. That's what I'm trying to do, because these kind of highways don't normally have much buildings on them, so that's what I'm trying to do, because we're getting further out in the city, as you're going to see later in the cinematics. We're not too far out, but yeah, I just turned there, but we're definitely better. We're more far out than we were before, and I should do a live stream one time doing the freeway. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe. Feel free to turn on notifications, but it doesn't really matter, I don't care. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and peace.